Hey everybody, this is Darwin Reina, the Festival Director of Hospitalet de Llobregat International Film Festival. Today I'm super excited because I'm a fanatic of animation and motion graphics, and I have a great guy who made two films that are selected in our festival, and he deserves it because they are good films. So we got Abdul. Abdul, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Mr. Darwin, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And thank you for the official selection of my short animation. It's an honor.
Thanks, Abdul. For us, it's a pleasure to have you. You is well deserved your nomination. Let's start with the how do you prepare the ideas to get to make them into the animation films? How do you start with the idea before? How's the process for you?
All right, so usually I do like a research. So for Firnas, I was looking at many scientists in ancient times, right? So I was thinking how they developed their ability to invent, the excitement and passion they had about seeking the knowledge. And then I came through this guy who was an inventor. He was a chemist, an engineer. He even built a device which indicates the motion of the planets and stars in the universe. And his name was Abbas ibn Firnas. It's a true story. So
Mm-hmm.
with this wide ambition and devotion, he tries to fly, right?
Yeah.
So he covered himself with feathers, attached a couple of wings, and flung himself down the air, which is fascinating because he actually flew a good distance. But eventually he fell and his back was very much hurt. But this is what inspired me usually to imagine and recreate a moment in time.
Mm-hmm. Wow, nice. Abdul, so before you go into the computer, right, to start creating, designing all those models and 3D, what do you prepare before you go to sit in the computer? What is the preparation you need to do to have ready to start modeling and all the stuff? You prepare something before the production or not really? Or how does it work there?
All right, so for the steps of production, I usually just think about the ideas randomly. I talk with people, I talk with my friends. And then what got me into 3D animation in the first place is the freedom of creation, right? So from this desk in this room, I could tell stories that may
Mm-hmm.
inspire. And
Yeah.
because I did all the different stages of animation production, I was able to make the whole thing by myself, from modeling, animation, and texturing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Uh, how long did it take for you to finish Fearness?
So the production of Firnas,
Everything.
yeah, it took about 2 months, right? But it was
Wow.
rendered using a render farm because some of the shots like the clouds and the mountain needed a much higher computing power.
Wow. What? So who? Anybody does the sound for you, or you also make the sound? You create everything, or you have like a team to divide things? Let's say in post production.
So, like doing the sound, it's actually interesting because what I do is I pick the sound first, the music, before doing anything else, right? I
Wow.
get the music, I listen to it 1,000 times, and I start to imagine the whole thing fits into that track.
Uh-huh.
So for me, it's like, so it becomes everything exactly fits and made to that music,
Wow,
which is,
man.
which is good for, because I
Yeah.
work, yeah.
You start first with the roof, and then you go back to the bases. Nice. How many? So you were like modeling every single day. How many hours do you dedicate to do Fernand? Because it's really well done, like daily in those 2 months. How was your schedule? Tell us a little bit.
So I think it's about like 4 to 5 hours a day. I work
Wow.
like 5 days a week, and it was like a matter of trial and errors because having the shots from like the cloud and the wings and the animation and has to be a bit realistic. So the wings itself has to like the feathers has to move a little bit, so it doesn't feel like it's a still. And the interior in the beginning of the shot, it was like it took so much time to do the material, the texture, the research that was done for that first shot, the ancient Arabian kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also my wife actually helped me a lot because every time I do
Mm,
something to a shot, I was like, okay, come just watch and tell me what you feel. If you
right.
feel fine, then it's fine. If it's not, then I will have to think about it one more.
All right. Abdul, which software do you use for this, or what kind of, how many softwares do you use to create all this?
So I use actually three software, all right? So the first one is a free software. It's called Blender. It's for 3D.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do modeling in that software. Then I use
Hmm.
Substance Painter for the texture and materials and everything. Then I
Hmm.
use, this time I used one more software called Marvelous Designer. So this one basically helped me with the clothes of the character.
Wow, nice, man.
Then
Wow.
you did the editing for the Premiere, Adobe Premiere, just a normal kind of post-production work.
Mm, very nice. Let's talk about Ali, right? That's a great film you made there. Congratulations. I love it. I love it. We all love it. All the jurors, it's short because we know the word that is behind all that because it looks great, man. It looks out of this world. It looks like Pixar. I'm telling you right now. I was like, whoa, is this guy from Pixar or something? Uh,
That's,
we
that's
were all, yeah, we were very surprised. So how did you start with the idea? It's a really cool idea. Where is the idea born? Where it comes from?
all right. So I actually like this movie from Pixar called Wally, right? So he's
Oh,
a robot who's like looking out for plants and stuff.
gotcha.
And everyone was expecting my video to be something similar, but then in the ending, it's like kind of shocking to them because this is not what they expected to see.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, man. So now I understand. Yeah, from Wally, of course. So how difficult was to make Ali? It was really challenging, or it was for you was okay? What do you think?
Ali actually, Ali is for me is very special because this is the first full animation movie I do from the first to the end. Because I usually do like small parts in here, small parts in here, modeling or animation, but this was my first completed project from A to Z, which actually gave me more confidence to make Firnas. So Ali came first and then Firnas, right? And then
Mm.
hopefully the other the other pieces.
Abdul, which one was more difficult to make, Ali or Firnas? What do you think?
I can put them in two different categories because Ali was like telling a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's looking for something, he found it, and then he did something about it. But then Fernaz was kind of documentary, so it's like it was actually stating an event or something that happened in a specific time. But
Mm-hmm.
Fernaz took longer time because I had to do interiors, mountain shots, and clouds, and it was a bit challenging.
Yeah, wow. Hey, what about Ali? How long did it take for you to from the beginning to the end to finish the whole thing?
Actually, Ali didn't take much time. It took like 2 weeks because it's very short. It's a very short video. So it took like 2 weeks. I
Wow.
spent the first week doing the modeling for the character, the
Uh-huh.
text, materials, and everything. But then the rest was really easy. It was like desert, rocks, and then just the character moving and telling a story. This is the
Uh-huh.
magic of animation.
Wow, Abdul, you make it seem so easy, but I don't think it's so easy. It's so easy for you, you know. Man, the modeling of the alley is very beautiful. Yeah. Wow, man, I'm very. So, how do you which you use Blender for that one to make the model?
Yes, everything is actually using Blender. Blender
Everything
now
was
is,
in Blender.
yeah.
So you think Blender is a good software and a good thing for people who want to start animation to learn? What would you are an animator and you're an animation designer. What do you think is the first step for new animators like me that wants to start with something? What should we do first?
Okay, I think it's just being excited about telling a story because in the end, this is the goal. You just want to tell a story. If you
Hmm.
have a good story, no matter the quality of your modeling or no matter the quality of the surrounding, if you have a good story, you made it. So
Hmm.
this is the goal. Make a story, make people
Right.
inspired.
And then you suggest Blender to learn Blender or another software. What do you think? What would you suggestion?
So for me, I started with 3D Max. I started with Maya. I tried Houdini. So I tried different software, but then I landed on Blender because it was free, and then at the same time it was very powerful and it's
Hmm.
very easy to use. So, and learning Blender will take actually less time. It will take like maybe if you learn in daily basis, maybe 2 months you will be very good because Blender is very easy to use.
Wow, that's a good tip. Um, so what do you think it makes a good animator in this business? What is the trait that a person like you needs to have to get into the animation business? It's like modeling or compositing. Which one you think, or to learn everything in general? What do you think?
You know, some people like they like to learn animation in the beginning because if you have one character and that character is moving and talking, is like خلاص, you told the story, you have it, right? But then any other part like the modeling, the environment, the lighting, the texture, everything is all secondary. But I think the base is telling the story, the acting of the character, the skills.
Mm-hmm.
This is the base. Anything else support that.
Wow, man, interesting, interesting. So, what do you think is the most difficult part in making an animated short film? What is the story? Or let's get more technical. What would be the most difficult thing to do in an animation short film? The animation, the texture, the modeling. Which one you think is like the most annoying, heavy one?
I think it will be the animation, then the lighting and render. So
Mm,
animation, because when you animate a human being, a human body, like our eyes is very trained to see if there is a mistake.
mhm.
That's why it's very difficult. You have to be very careful when animating a character because our eye is trained to see the mistakes.
All right.
It is complicated. Yeah, it is. It is the most hardest one. The second one comes the lighting and the render because you need to have this kind of a mood in the movie, and every single scene, every single shot has to have the exact same feeling. So it's better to get that right in the beginning. So that actually takes a lot of trial and error. You have to put the light in here, put the light in the other one, try different color profiles. So yeah, it is this way. This way, I think. Yeah.
Abdul, let me ask you something very technical. To do Aaly, which kind of machine do you have? Computer? What was required to do Aaly, for example, because it looks pretty good. You can do that with a normal computer, or you really need like a strong machine for that.
I actually use an iMac. So I use an iMac with the 16 gigabyte of RAM. That's it. So I only
Hmm.
have like this one machine that does the thing, but the render, I don't do it in my own machine. I use a render farm. So a render farm will have much computing powers to actually render the light,
Mm.
the reflections, and all the effects.
Oh wow, wow, I didn't know about that. Nice to know that. Hey, Abdul, are you coming to Barcelona?
I don't know. I want to, but I don't know what the situation right now. I'll do my best. I
Yes,
promise.
buddy. Come on, we want to see you. We want to have you in person and ask you about Aaly and Firnas, and say, man, you did great. We love your work.
Come,
Um,
come.
yeah, Abdul, thank you very much. You pretty much clearly give us a little input about animation, which I'm very interested for people to know. It's people who are like people like me who wants this for hobbies, and we see so you give us a good point of this. Are you working in any project now besides those two?
Yes, I'm actually starting a big project, like it's like a 10 minutes animation, which is going to take some time. So hopefully
Wow.
next you guys are going to be the first festival to you.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. We appreciate it. We really want to have it. Definitely send it to us, please. All right.
All right.
Yes. Hey, Abdul, thank you very much for your time. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Appreciate it. Big time.
Man, thank you for having me.
You have a good day, huh? Take care, buddy.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Thanks a lot for the interview. Thanks.